That's it for today. Thank you so much for participating in the program. We're on tomorrow morning at 8:30. Have yourself a safe day. Thank you. I'm John Michaels. Bye-bye.
I'm Grace Elvis. Bye-bye.
Across the world, the lakes that boast monsters also attract posses of intrepid pursuers, ready to take to the water at the drop of a hat. In Loch Ness, Ivor Newby plus his amphicar. In Lake Okanagan, a midnight vigil by 60 divers in search of Ogopogo. There have been red submarines, yellow submarines. A big game hunter, four-armed with a monstrous cage. In Sweden, a trap for the monster of Lake Storsjö, baited with a pig. And in Japan, sake to inebriate Issy, the monster in Lake Ikeda. And the reigning Miss Hibiscus to inaugurate an Issy observatory with round-the-clock surveillance.
Here is the most unusual film of recent years, for it proves the existence of a monster in Loch Ness. The loch is 21 miles long, 1.5 miles broad, and 900 feet deep. The crosses on this diagram reveal where it is stated that the monster has been most frequently seen in the past. The arrowheads indicate where it has been seen on the road and shore. And this is the point our cameramen were stationed at when, after a long and arduous vigil, they actually filmed it. Through our telescopic lenses, we saw the grey waters suddenly heave as the monster cut through them with lightning speed. Climatic conditions and exposure day and night to bleak and stormy weather affected our film, which accounts for the misty results. But this is unimportant in comparison to the achievement of filming the monster itself for the first time in history.
This film was taken in 1936, 2 years after a London surgeon, R. Kenneth Wilson, snapped the most famous Loch Ness picture of them all. Also in 1934, this strange photograph. Is it a flipper? Metalworker Hugh Gray took this after church one Sunday. And in 1951, Lachlan Stewart's classic picture of the humps. Does this dawn picture show a monster or a wave? Is this the monster's flank or just a fake? And does this 1977 picture show the monster's head and neck? 50 years of photographs have served only to deepen the mystery, yet the eyewitnesses are insistent. In this boat, a handful of the 3,000 people who've now reported seeing the monster. Alex Campbell, water bailiff on the loch for 47 years, who believes he's seen it 18 times. Peter McNabb, a banker from Irvine, who took a famous picture in 1955. Accountant Peter Smith and his wife Gwen from Luton, who in 1977 took the most recent film.
I was stunned, taken aback, shut my eyes 3 times to see that I wasn't imagining things, and then the head, neck, huge hump body, perfectly clear without any doubt, and I knew right away that that creature was scared because of its behavior. The head was growing like that, quite, whoa, fantastic. And then I realized itself. The trawlers were present. As soon as the bow of the first trawler came within my line of vision, naturally it was within its line of vision. Oh, heavens. Plunged out of sight, gone. Well, I estimated the length of the body at 30 feet at least. The height of the head, neck above water level, 6 feet. And the colour of the skin was grey.
I saw something beginning to surface. And in a state of very great excitement, took down the camera, fitted on the long focus lens without looking at anything. By the time I looked up, this creature was showing a black, undulating, or rather a dark-coloured, undulating creature, a live creature. I lifted the camera, took this shot, which was naturally rather hazy because I had to hold this long focus camera. There's camera shake, excitement, and all the rest. In the picture is the tower of Urquhart Castle. I understand it's a 40-feet high tower, which gives an excellent impression of the overall length of the monster. It's been estimated at between loosely 30 and 40 feet. Before I could get a second shot or anything else, as far as I remember, because it's all hazy now with the excitement, it was gone.
Well, we were standing on the south shore of the loch, some way up here, looking sort of across the loch. Peter was looking down at an oil drum somewhere further down, and I was looking across at the castle, just having a look at it, and this thing suddenly came vertically up out of the water.
Well, my first impression was of a periscope-like object which had a slight lean to it in the water, although the head part seemed to be held horizontally. It appeared to rise up a considerable height, at least the height of a man, and it was, I would say, a good foot thick.
With the naked eye, it was just a black pillar shape with a rectangular-shaped head on the top.
At one point, I watched it actually turn its head through about 90 degrees, because normally it was in profile, but the head slowly turned round until it appeared as though it was either looking directly at us or directly away from us. And when it did this, it appeared to be the same thickness as the neck. It disappeared as a separate entity, and then it turned back again the same way as before.
I've no doubt that the eyewitnesses have seen and indeed photographed something quite real. But it could have been a skull of fish, the wake of a boat, seabirds, a seal. Many possibilities have been suggested. The trouble is, it's very easy to be mistaken. For example, this looks like the most famous Loch Ness monster photo ever made, but actually it was taken right here. We're at the entrance of Trincomalee Harbour. Believe it or not, an elephant used to swim across this opening, and the island on the right is called Elephant Island for that reason. Now, I'm not for a moment suggesting that any of the Loch Ness sightings were due to swimming elephants, but this does show how easily it is to be mistaken.